Namaste. Welcome to this week's edition of Dawn's Dharma Talks. The topic for today is Satya, and I am going to get into some details, define that for you, and have a little bit of a discussion about what that means in terms of the yoga lifestyle and yoga in general and how they connect. So I am Dawn Haywood. I am an intuitive yoga teacher who empowers women over 40 to use yoga to go from frazzled to calm. I currently teach online exclusively, and I offer both private one-on-one yoga classes along with group classes. I also have several series of self-paced yoga courses. If you are interested in working with me, definitely drop an "I'm interested" in the comments, and I will connect with you to set up a time to chat about your goals. That's totally free, no obligation. It's a 20-minute yoga experience where we chat about your goals, and you have the opportunity to walk away with at least one yoga tip that you can apply to make ordinary moments extraordinary. I also have another 4-week series. Talk about that later. You have plenty to think about. So back to the purpose of this. This is my weekly educational series where I pick a variety of different topics. Some are historical topics of yoga. They're about yogic history, yoga philosophy, yoga techniques. And then sometimes I bring in pop culture. It kind of just depends on what my heart is called to talk to you all about. I also take requests. So if there are any topics that you want to learn more about, or if there's a topic that you're wondering if it is a yoga topic and want me to talk about that, please message me and I'll get that onto the calendar. So welcome officially. And today's topic is Satya. And Satya in Sanskrit, it comes from the word sat, which means true essence or true nature. The word sat also holds the meaning of something unchanging. And Satya is one of the yamas. And the yamas are part of the yogic moral code that Patanjali created as part of his Yogic Sutra. And the Patanjali Yogic Sutras speak to what Patanjali's philosophy and teachings are about yoga. So there's a lot of ethereal information, what higher state yoga can bring you to. And you also have these moral codes, or the yamas, that are part of his system. And Patanjali's system of yoga involves 8 different limbs. And asana, which is what most Westerners consider to be yoga, is only one of those limbs. So yamas are the first limb in the Patanjali's 8-limb yoga philosophy, and there are 5 of them, and they are the principles that we personally use in terms of the way we look at the world and the way we interact with the world. Some of the other limbs are the niyamas, which are how we interact with the world. And I'm not getting the definitions exactly right, but essentially the yamas and niyamas together are the moral code in terms of the way we are supposed to interact, both for ourselves as well as how we interact with the world. So one way to look at the yamas is personal moral code, the way we're supposed to view ourselves, treat ourselves, and by extension, others. So that's the yamas and the niyamas. And then another limb are the asanas, the poses, meditation, pranayama, which is breathing, a breathing practice. And then you get into the limbs that are more about connecting to the higher self. And I'm not going to get into those because we're just not going to do that today. That's not the purpose of this Dharma talk. So coming back to Satya, or truth. And when you think of the word truth, what does that mean to you? How does that sit within your body? And if you'd like, you can share your thoughts in the comments, and I'll come back to them after the session today, and provide some additional insight on that. But please share your thoughts with the Sangha, the community. And one of the questions I had asked before this class was, how would you approach a situation where being truthful could hurt somebody? And the reason I asked that question is because the essence of being truthful means that you should be speaking your mind, being authentic, being true to our convictions, our goals, our true nature. Yet by extension, in this world we live in, we focus in on the thoughts of not being good enough, or our opinions of other people. And Satya asks us to re-examine the way we approach the method for delivery of our opinions towards others. For example, there is the classic question, hey, does this dress look good on me? Suit, pants, insert your own piece of article of clothing, your hair, whatever. Very, very, very appearance type of example. And your immediate reaction may be, oh, what is that person thinking? Yet Satya teaches us to take a moment and reflect on that immediate reaction. And Satya asks us to become aware of the impact my words or my opinion would have on the person asking the question if I were to ask it in that respect. And Satya makes us aware that in this situation, we're focusing on things that are changing rather than those things that are unchanging. And a practice of Satya ultimately teaches us that we are not our thoughts. So coming back to the example is when you're asked that question, are you immediately giving feedback, or are you taking a few moments to look at the situation from a different perspective? Are you coming at it with an awareness of how your opinion is going to impact the other person? And another part of Satya is knowing when to speak or when not to speak. And the beautiful thing about that question I asked to the community was I did get an answer. And the answer intuitively incorporated the vision and the understanding that there are situations where it may be better to just not say anything. And for example, social media. How many times do you see a post and you immediately go in, start typing, and then you go, yeah, that's not going to land the way I would like it to land, for whatever reason. It could be tone, it could be tenor, it could be your opinion. It's your opinion. It's not going to add anything. The person making the comments aren't really going to care. They're just going to keep arguing with you. Is it really, ultimately, is it worth your energy? Is it worth expending your energy? And 8 times out of 10, you may discover it's not, and you simply walk away. And that's Satya. That is an external practice of Satya in terms of your relationship with other people. And coming back to this concept of being authentic, there is a lot of talk in the guru, fitness, self-help world. I don't want to lump everybody together because there are a lot of people doing really genuine work in helping women. I'm going to focus on women because most of you here are women, or most of you watching this are women. We're being told that we can't speak, or we're in a situation where we're expected to be quiet and docile, and that's very patristic. Oh gosh, I can't talk, but it's very male-centered. I know you all know what I'm talking about. The words aren't coming to me today. So therefore, it can be very difficult for women specifically, but in general, any underrepresented population, any underrepresented group. There we go, group. So not just limited to white women. I'm adding in, we have to think about the indigenous peoples, the Black people, our transgender, our LGBTQ plus comrades or community as well. And how many of us in these communities feel as if our voices aren't being heard? With Satya, we have the opportunity, especially if we sit in a place of privilege, to uplift the voices and the authenticity and the Satya of the people around us. And wouldn't it be incredible to take the concept of Satya and truth and nuance and aware of your impact on people, and instead of you as the individual speaking up about an issue, holding space for somebody and allowing them the opportunity to talk about their journey and share their experience and support and uplift them and allow their voice and their truth and their Satya to be shared with the world. It just gave me shivers. And what a beautiful expression of what's the true meaning of Satya is if we go beyond ourselves and really come back to the root, the origins of where Satya came from, which was India. Lots and lots of years ago, thousands and thousands of years ago, and I don't know the number right now, so I'm not going to quote a number. But there's Google. You can Google it. You can Google Satya, and you'll get some incredible articles. And this is one way I can help uplift the true origins of yoga, uplift my brothers and sisters from Southeast Asia, from the Indian subcontinent, the people who this culture, this tradition came from. Listen to them, hear them, and learn from them. It's not about what I want. It's about sharing what I know and breaking down the myths and the barriers that modern Western yoga tradition has created. And that this isn't a lecture about all of that. It's more about returning to the human aspect of yoga. Forgetting about the fitness, forgetting about the movement. It's about being true to yourself and living in a way that feels authentic to you. So, I really enjoyed speaking with you about this topic. Please drop any questions you might have into the comments, or you can DM me separately. I will put the link to, I'm trying to remember which thing I talked about. I will put a link to my calendar with this video if you would like to schedule the free 20-minute yoga experience with me, and we can talk a little bit more about the ways yoga can enhance your quality of life and help you go from frazzled to calm. So I look forward to seeing you all again soon, and until then, be well, my friends.